Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Radiant Tale Fanfare. I think we're gonna start Ion's after story today because we could do Zephora's. Look, but I gotta mix in. We did Genius, we started strong, and then it's like I can't do Zephora's like right away. Gotta sprinkle in other characters before we go for my favorites. We started with a favorite. We got to put another one in the middle. We got an Aleste ending for God's sakes. I mean, hello. So, and I again, like I said, I cannot remember the routes we did in the original game, but I don't think I thought Zephora was a little bit later. I know Rady and Vilio were the end ones, but I don't remember if I thought Zephora was like the third one we did. I think we did Ion and Pashalia first, but I don't remember who was who. But it doesn't matter. We're going to do Ion's route first, and then we'll decide how we want to do this. I'll just decide on a whim. I don't know. I had a couple days off, seriously, like over a week, that I have not recorded or done anything. You didn't notice a difference, but so I'm like, and I still, and all that time was like, I have no idea. So we're going to do Ion's after story first. Look at that. What it means to live. Look, that's from the first, but that background is from the first one. Well, technically, I guess it's a CG, but not really. Was it? It wasn't really. It was? I don't remember. There. Cute. It's part of the whole thing, you know what I mean? And yeah, so there's also, and I thought about that too, there are little interludes with there's all the little characters in there, but we'll just do that at the end with everybody, you know? As opposed to like try to go through and find where Ion is in that, or like, oh, let's find Ginia, or let's find you know what I mean? Even though I wasn't really thinking about that when I did Ginia, Aleste, Calivis, Leon, you know what I mean? So the interlude kind of thing is just like little extra stories. We'll just kind of do that at the end. Everybody's little extra stories. Because it's like done. Because I went in, I was looking, and it's like set up like the map, and you can go to different. So, just anyway. I'm assuming we're us. I don't know. In the heart of Eshelita lay Arthir, the biggest city in the world. The royal castle stood in the middle of this grand city, and in one of the rooms there, I stood at a. Oh, no, we're Ion then. Okay, I didn't notice. It should give me. I should figure that because we've got the border on the top. Listen, guys, it's been over a week since I've played games or done anything. You're lucky I remember how to read right now, okay? I don't. It's all bonkers to me now. I'm like, I don't know. I don't remember anything. I also wasn't paying attention when it showed him. I saw the cover. Anyway, I saw the chapter 1 thing, but I stood at attention guarding Prince Calivis as I did every day. I thought he was working with us at Liber. Now he's the prince's guard. How can we get to see Aleste again? Be still my heart. I love him. Shut up. That is all regarding the financial records of each city. Moving on, I'd like to discuss the research report from the Sage Tower.
Let's start with the core item research then. After that, we can move on to Flora.
Prince Calivis and Aleste were discussing highly confidential information regarding regarding the country's management. While the two of them trusted me enough to let me listen in on their conversation, I tried my best to ignore their discussion and simply focus on my bodyguard duty. That had been my original intention, at least.
Oh, I didn't know Ferris was in such a situation.
A familiar word caught my ear and my whole body twitched. Ferris, the Dual City. I had a deep connection to that place. What? No. Sorry. Though not every memory of it was good. In fact, I had far more bad memories. I would think the only time you would have had a good memory might have been when we went back with Circus. That's about it. And still, actually, that might not have been good considering what happened in your route with Avi, so... Still, it was because of that city I was able to be where I was today. It was my second hometown, so to speak. My apologies, I have a tendency to rush things.
That's all right. Your judgment wasn't poor. I suppose something like this would have happened sooner or later.
I love the fact that tiny little baby Prince is like just having these conversations. Again, 17-year-old adult Prince kind of in baby body, but it's still funny. But we cannot afford to repeat the same mistakes we made during the Ferris Purge. I wonder what's going on. I was a mere bodyguard. I would rather stay away from politics and the like. And despite this, I failed to fully suppress my emotions and quietly let out a troubled sigh. Right at that moment.
I know. How about we ask Ion for help?
Kid is so good at picking up cues, I swear. My left eye widened when the prince suddenly mentioned my name. Now we're back to me. Okay, that's the screen I missed when we started. Thank you very much. Please come again. Phew, what a day. Thank goodness I can take a break until dinner time. The guests paid their bill and left, and I looked around the store. It was the interval between afternoon tea and dinner. The store was quiet. Only one guest remained. He's one troublesome guest, though, Ginnia. He's one troublesome guest. Ginny is the only likely answer for that, and yes. Was that your last customer? Come here, Spacey darling. Have some tea with me. Anything you say. Do I need to sit in your lap? Because I'm going to sit in your lap. You're actually my last customer. You know,
Do you even realize how long you've been sitting there?
oh, please. It's not as if I'm spending any money, as if I'm not spending any money here. Well, we can't exactly complain since you've been ordering a lot, but will you be all right? My goodness. Are you perhaps worried about my financials? Rest assured, I'll make sure to ask for the receipt. No, that's not what I'm talking about.
You're slacking off at work again, aren't you? How come you've been here all afternoon?
Jeez, it's all good. I'll absolutely attend those very crucial meetings. So you are slacking off. Well, because we're not keeping him in line. Don't say that, please. You make it sound like I'm doing something bad.
You really are doing something bad, dude.
Oh, what's it called again? Yes, right now I'm delegating. I entrust my subordinates with jobs they can do so they can grow. How lucky are they to have a wonderful supervisor like me? You are like the boss that everybody fucking hates because you make us do your job and you get paid the big bucks and we get paid peanuts. Just admit you dumped your work on them, basically. I wanted to invite them over and hold a group therapy session called Ginnia's Victims. While I was deep in thought, feeling very sorry for the subordinates, Brady spoke up.
God, always with the excuses. Listen, Luna, don't you ever become an adult like this dude right here.
Huh? Me? Oh, I forgot about her. That's right, because she worked for Abby and did we take her in? I guess we took her in. I don't remember. Luna, who was wiping down a table, stopped what she was doing when Brady called her. What nonsense are you spouting? If anything, she should learn from the gorgeous, talented, wonderful Ginnia. Come here, honey. I'll gladly teach you anything you want, especially if it's about fashion. I don't think I can wear such flashy clothing. I narrowed my eyes at Luna, who cracked a wry smile before continuing to wipe the table. Oh, there was a glossary. Oh, I guess I was highlighted. I'm like, I don't see anything. Did I miss one? I think I missed one before. That's all right. Anyway, me, 5. Oh, an ordinary girl who works at Lieber, a tavern in the capital. Together with her circus pals, she helped solve an incident caused by Abby and is now living a peaceful life with Ion. Okay. I think I missed one and I saw the glossary thing come up, but like, yeah, I is over there highlighted, but my brain can't pick that up because it's not, it almost looks the same as the rest of the text and it's one fucking letter. You know what I mean? Where like, if it's a whole word, it stands out. I feel like they should have done that better, but Luna's gotten used to dealing with Ginnia these days. But also my brain should see the glossary popping up on the right, but like, anyway. I'd first met Luna when Circus visited Ferris, the Dual City, for one of our shows. She managed the front desk of the 7th Arena, which was owned by Avi, an old friend of Ion's. Like, see, now I see Avi is red, but like when it's just I don't know. Anyway. Heavy 3. A young man who owned the 7th arena of Ferris. After obtaining the intaglio ring, he conspired to revive the underground arena, but his schemes were foiled by Circus, currently serving his sentence in prison. Incited by Abby's terrifying plan, she murdered Kultura's labyrinth sentinel. Oh, well, I mean, like, good for her, right? I forgot about that. In addition to being a minor, she had been deemed physically and mentally unwell during her trial the other day. More importantly, Avi stated in his testimony that he'd been the one pulling the strings. There were extenuating circumstances. Luna was now working at Lieber after being put on probation with a suspension of execution. With suspension of execution. I mean, that's actually nice that he was like, nah, I was controlling her like a puppet. I regret what happened every time I think about it. I bet. Well, I don't. I mean, I regret what happened to her because that's traumatic and everything, but we don't regret that she stabbed Balto because he sucked. So. But she was doing her best, serving guests and helping cook, all while taking responsibility for her crimes. Before I knew it, the sight of Luna working hard here no longer felt strange. Luna, too, a young girl who worked as a receptionist at Ferris's 7th Arena. She committed a crime after Abby put a seal on her with the intaglio ring. Now on probation, she is working at Lieber. She is like a younger sister to the heroine. That reminds me, didn't you say you have school after this, Luna? Have you finished getting ready? Oh, is it that late already? You still have plenty of time, but I can take care of the cleaning if you need to get ready. Thank you, but that's okay. I'm all good to go.
She's got all hyped and prepared everything late last night.
Late at night yesterday. Wow. I was like late last night yesterday. That did not make sense in my brain because I can't read. Anyway. She got all hyped and prepared everything late at night yesterday. I've never gone to school before, so I'm really excited. A smile subconsciously came to my lips upon hearing her bashful comment. Luna had never received a proper education, having grown up an orphan in Ferris. She learned how to read, write, and do simple arithmetic on her own, but she wasn't very familiar with general common knowledge. Like, don't stab people. Not her fault. I remembered how very delighted she was when Spiria helped enroll her in night school. She was over the moon. Oh, but it's not just school. Everything's been so fun. I've gotten to meet a lot of people at Lieber and go to all sorts of places every day. I'm just so glad I was able to discover many beautiful people and places outside of Ferris. Good for you. Her eyes twinkled. My heart felt warm seeing her talking so excitedly. When I'd first met her, she had a rather gloomy aura. These days, she smiles more. It's an adorable smile, fitting for a girl her age. Both Luna and Ion have changed so much. I reminisced about past events while imagining his face. It was a tumultuous year that greatly changed my ordinary life. Around a year ago, a performance group called Circus was created to save Prince Calivis, whose heart had been frozen by his own magic. Following a chance encounter, I got recruited and joined the group and traveled the country for shows. That was when I met Ion, a member of Circus. He was a man with a large build and frighteningly piercing eyes. Eyes? Eye. Girl, come on, gay. He looked so intimidating. I ended up avoiding him whenever our eyes met. In that case, I shall say this. I am opposed to you two joining Circus. He was against me joining Circus at first, which only made things worse. My first impression of him wasn't exactly a good one. As time passed by, however, I started noticing things about him little by little. I like now we're going through like past game CG flashback. That was when he caught the bouquet at the wedding and then gave it, and she's like, "You're not supposed to do that." Now everyone thinks we're engaged. Ian might have been somewhat odd, but he wasn't scary at all. He's calm and quiet. He loves cooking. Despite his appearance, he's actually a gentle soul. Are you okay, bird? Bless you. However, there's another flashback. To this day, I still cannot shake this chain from my life. That was a beautiful CG. Yeah, I know, he's got a horrible brand, but CG is beautiful. A mark carved by the intaglio ring was hidden under his eye patch. It was proof that he couldn't go against the ring bearer's wishes. And today was my last show. I'll be leaving circus. When we were about to set out on our second journey to help Prince Calivis grow, Ion was forced to step down. However, we were friends. There was no circus without him. If you're going to single Ion out, then we'll leave too. It started with Vilio, then the others started opposing Ion's withdrawal as well. In the end, it was decided that Ion would be joining us again as a member of Circus. Okay, yeah, right. In his route, it was like, Calivis is going to go around with us, but then it's like, do you think that's a wise idea, having Calivis around with someone who can easily crush him because somebody's got control of the ring? And nope. Okay, I mean, we're all around. We can keep an eye on Ion. It wasn't that. It was the, oh yeah, Ion can take care of Calivis. The two of them can go off. That seems like a bad idea for those of us that know his, you know what I mean? Know what's going on with him? Like, all of us in a group, fine. But, like, just sending Ion and Calivis together alone into the... That seemed like a bad idea, but we kept doing that. We kept doing it. We're in a very smart Scooby gang. At least send it with Vilio, because Vilio could, like, bite Ion's ankles or something. He could bite a lot more, but, you know, he's a nice dragon, so only the ankles. Okay. I can't believe we spoke so sharply to both the ministers and the king. Thinking about it now, what we did back then was truly unreasonable. I have to admit, though, that very recklessness is what made us Circus. Aw. Then, on that exact day we were told to go on that adventure, I swear to never, ever leave you, if that's what you desire. He made a vow to me. Oh, pretty. Another CG. We're getting a lot of flashback CGs during this part, so just pay attention. I was elated, but only for a short time, because they go away and then they come back. I told you, haven't I? I'll take care of all the bad guys. Luna, bearing the exact same mark Ion had, murdered Sentinel Balto. The intaglio ring ultimately fell into Ion's old friend Avi's hands. That's a sentence. I mean, it's a valid sentence, but it's just a lot to old friend... Ion's old friend Avi's hands. It's like, holy shit. I vividly remembered that gruesome sight and the acrid scent of blood that made me want to puke. Avi was planning to revive the underground arena. He took Ion, the former Grim Reaper of the underground arena, with him. Then he forced him to fight both Vilio and Pashalia to entertain Ferris's citizens. That was truly evil. With a trembling voice, Ion said he didn't want to fight anyone, even if it was for show. We had to save him, no matter what. Then, with everyone's help, he managed to break free from the curse and beat Avi. We all decided to engrave ourselves with the seal to weaken the ring's binding power, and honestly, we were being way too reckless. Following this event, the intaglio ring was kept secure by the government. Ion didn't have to be terrified of the ring anymore. I ran my finger along the mark on my hand, a wry smile spreading across my face. Yeah, but now we're all besties and we have matching tattoos, basically. I don't mind the mark, but even the prince engraved himself with it. It was a dangerous, stupid thing to do, but it was very us. It was a very dangerous, stupid thing to do, but it was us. I feel like that sums up the entire fucking first game, and I love it. I love that kind of found family dynamic. It was extremely reckless and stupid, but very us. That's the best kind of found family. This was what made our bonds as Circus so unbreakable. And the government's going to keep a very tight check on that motherfucking ring, knowing the prince is controlled by it, is all I'm saying. They ain't never letting that fucker out of their sight again. Then, after everything was over, Ion had been freed from the curse and appointed to the prince's personal royal guard, despite the minister's opposition. Now he's living with me and Lieber as he carries out his duty as a royal guard. It's just a peaceful, mundane life. Nothing out of the ordinary. However, these precious, pleasant days are something Ion always wished for. Nothing can beat the happiness I felt spending such time together. Wow. There was only one thing that kind of troubled me, though. Oh, hi. Oh, flashback to the Kissy CG. I'm pretty sure that... I don't think that's a new one. Is it a new one? I don't remember, but there you go. Ion was a little... No. Far more affectionate than I'd thought. Oh, we like that, though. He held back when we were out in public, but whenever we were alone, he'd shower me with affection, no matter the time or place. That does not sound like a problem. Actually, okay, I'm sorry. That sounds like a problem I want to have. Along with the let's localize more and more Otome games, we got 4 more announced. Pretty fucking stoked. Okay. You guys all know by the time you see this, it's been like a month or more, but like it happened while I was away. Okay. 4 fucking more. I don't really count though when they're like 7 Scarlets being ported to Switch. That doesn't count. That already had an English release. Yeah, it was on Vita and you're porting it. That's fine. That's fine. Cool, keep doing that. But don't count that as like a woo localization announcement. No, back it up. That's like, here's our localization announcements. Also, here's some port announcements. That's a separate thing. Also, fuck 7 Scarlet, okay? That game hurts and I'm mad at it. Don't get me wrong, a part of me is like almost crazy enough to want to replay it. Because like the game was good, but that ending just fuck that ending. Fuck that ending. Fuck it. But, you know, it's nice that they are taking some of the old Vita games and porting them to the Switch. But I don't count that as like, look, we gave you 3 announcements. That's not 3. That's like 2 and a third, okay? That one was already done. You're just porting it. That's like a half announcement. That's not listen. I mean, it's great for people that never had a Vita. Sure. You know what I mean? You can finally play them. But don't count that as a localization announcement. That's totally different. I'm just saying. Or like Idea Factory, here's 2 and also a limited edition for 9 RIP. It's like, okay, but we already know that one's being localized, so like a limited edition, like, again, that's a half announcement. That doesn't count. You can't say we had 3. It's not really, no. Also, I don't know why, like, the limited edition for that, this is my gripe. We have the day 1 edition you can't get in the US. Fuck you guys. That's the one I want, though. That's the one that comes with, like, the character cards. And that's what I want. I don't want the limited edition that has stuff in it that I'm like, well, So I'm not going to spend my money on the limited edition when what I want is the day 1 edition that you won't let me have. But if you had all of them available, like, we have, and there's another one that's, like, that has, like, not centibees, but, you know, it's a diffuser. That's basically the day 1 edition, but has a little diffuser thing. So you have 3 different, like, limited kind of versions, but they're, like, almost region locked. Like, Europe, you can get the day 1 edition, and then in the US, it's the limited edition, and they're totally, and it's like, you would so much more money if you gave people the option to buy whichever one of those 3 that they wanted. Because if my option is limited edition or the basic ass one, I'm just going to buy the basic ass one. I'm not wasting money on the limited edition. The art book's cool, but I have so many art books from the games that just sit on my shelf and I've maybe looked at once. So that's not a thing for me. So it's just like, I don't take advantage of that. But like an acrylic stand, all the cards are what go up on my wall. I like the fucking cards. Okay, and I forget what else is in there. Whatever. But like the limited edition is like, it's not worth me spending the extra money. So you're not going to get the extra money where you could have if you had like, here's 3 different versions. And then think of the crazy bitches who are like 3 different versions, but they all come with different things. Okay, to be fair, the day 1 and then the diffuser one is exactly the same, except for the one has an additional piece. So, but like crazy bitches will be buying the 2 different ones. Don't care that they got 2 versions. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't think I didn't do that. Don't think I don't have Code Realize for my PlayStation as well as for the Vita, okay? Because I did, all right? Some of us are crazy assholes, all right? Like, but I'm just saying. I don't know why with the limited editions they put a bunch of stuff. You're like, that's not what I want, though. The few things I want, I can't get now. Disappointing. What the hell is that? Like, I get making different versions, but don't be like, well, this is the German version and this is the no. Like you're gonna make limited editions, do it like 1 or not. Like, we like limited editions, but don't do it like region locked. You know what I mean? Oh, well, in the US or North America, you can only get this one, but over here you can only get that. Like, that's so fucking dumb. Ah, it's so irritating. I want the day 1 one. That's the one I want. I like the character cards. Kind of bullshit that you don't put the character cards in the fucking limited edition. Stupid. That's what I want. That's why I bought this one, the like online edition. I got the little music CD, cool, and it came with the cards. That's all I wanted, just wanted the cards. I paid extra just for the cards. Technically, I paid extra for the music CD, but like it came with the cards, and that's what I wanted. So like whatever. Even though I had them for the first game, that doesn't matter. They're all over my walls from every game we've ever had. We like weird, like silly little things like that, but then you're like, here's this limited edition with all this other stuff. There's like a necklace and a fan. The fan's kind of cool, but I don't want the necklace. I don't really need the fan. I don't really need the art book. You know, I want the character cards and the acrylic stand, and there was something else that comes in the other one. Those are the things that I want. So I just want to bitch about it, okay? Anyway. Anyway. That was the whole point, was more games, more better. There's still like 7 or 8 games that we're waiting to be localized just for this year, and we already have like 5 or 6 set up for next year. I'm just saying. That's not going to be it. That's not going to be it. You know there's going to be more. The backlog problem is real. Such a time to be alive. I love it. I really do. So, like, a really super affectionate man and such an Otome backlog, problems I enjoy having is all I'm saying. Anyway, moreover, he'd show it through his actions. I guess he's aware he's bad with words. Hey, that's fine. He often embraces and kisses me. Girl, okay. Listen. It's been like a year. Let's not do this bull. Oh my god, he kisses me. Oh my god, it's so awkward. Get over it now. Okay? I get they may be embarrassed about in public, but don't act like this in your head. You're embarrassed. Stop it. Let's not do that. We know how much that annoys me. Like when it first happened, but it's been a year. This is not 2 days after. It's been a year. Not like I hate it, but I won't be able to handle anymore at this rate. And lately, I've had a feeling he's just using his awkwardness with words as an excuse. Even yesterday, when he came back from work, I gave being giggly, like, oh my god, stop it. But just, oh my god, he kisses me. Don't, I hate that. We know how much I hate it. And they've basically, again, talked about this. It was about a year ago. This is not, it was about 2 or 3 months ago where it's like, all right, maybe you're still newbie at this. It's been a year, get over it. After the store closed, I was always the first to greet him downstairs when he came home. I'm just in a bitchy mood now because I bitched about the whole limited edition thing, so I know I have to simmer down. But yesterday was quite hectic since we'd had a lot of reservations. It hadn't helped that Ion had returned later than usual and I'd fallen asleep in my room. Do you want me to pet you? I was trying to pet you. I planned on apologizing to him the next day for accidentally falling asleep. However, he did something I'd never expected. Ow, you're not nice. I don't feel bad for you anymore. We took him on a car trip. I went to my sister's house for 4th of July. So, like, now by the time you're watching this, it's like fucking August. I don't know when it is anyway. Um, and it was the first time ever the bird puked in the car. That's what you get for giving him cheesecake for breakfast. My mom and I had gotten pizza like the one night and we had cheesecake left over. So we were like, oh, we'll just eat it for breakfast in the morning. So I gave the bird a little bit of cheesecake and a little bit of peanut butter. And then he spent the entire car ride vomiting. Didn't know birds could vomit. They'll regurgitate seeds and stuff, but no, all of a sudden, like, my mom had to pull over at one point because I'm like, what is all over you? Is it cobwebs? What's on you? And I was like, it's wet. I'm like, did you just get poop on you? Like, what the hell is all over your head? No. Yeah, don't you do that. Don't make that face like you're puking when I say that. And then, like, it happened later, and I was like, oh my God, no, my bird. He doesn't like car trips. He always clings to the top of the cage and is like, but this time he was on the bottom of the cage. He just looked like he was dying, like the poor fucking thing. I'm talking about you. You don't handle car trips well. You need an emotional support bird. But your emotional support bird died. I'm sorry. We didn't get you a new friend. I know. You're going to have to survive on your own now. I'm your emotional support human, but I couldn't sit in the back seat with you. He did much better on the ride home, though. He doesn't like car trips, but at least he wasn't puking. Like the bird just barfed all over us. It's concerning though, because you're like, oh my God, are you sick? Are you dying? What's wrong? And then once he was at my sister's house for a while, he was fine. I had to shove him in the sink though, because he was like, he got bird vomit all over his face and head. And it's like, this is disgusting. I know. It was gross. So we learned, don't give the bird cheesecake or peanut butter when we're going on a car trip. I was supposed to have cheesecake anyway, but you give him a little bite. It was the peanut butter, though. Oh, dear God. Anyway, fun times. Fun times driving with birds. Birds can vomit. I'm assuming this is supposed to be Ion? Spacey. Hey, Spacey. Are you asleep? I'm coming in all right. My eyes slowly fluttered open at the sound of the door. I could feel someone approaching with steady steps in the total darkness. I feel like when we open our eyes, we should get a CG, but who was it? What were they doing? Why had they come into my room? Before my brain could even process this and look for an answer. Oh, yeah, hell yeah, we are. Oh, okay, it's white. I'm not making that moaning noise, but I'm guessing it's a kiss. My guard was down as he claimed my relaxed lips in a gentle yet passionate kiss. Oh! Oh, no, really? Really? No? No CG for that? I'm disappointed, game. Who was it? What were they doing? Why did they come into my room? I bolted upright in bed and all my questions were solved in one go, but like, how romantic. Also, maybe don't kiss me when I'm asleep. That's weird, but still, it's okay. It's you. Ion? I'm home, Spacey. Welcome home, I guess? Sorry, you were sound asleep, so I didn't want to wake you up, and yet you shoved your tongue down my throat? She said it was a passionate kiss. Like a nice little peck, okay, sure, but a passionate kiss when I'm asleep is not I did not want to wake you up. It was I wanted to wake you up. Wink, wink. Your words and actions don't match at all, you know. Okay, cool. All right, okay. I glared at him, silently telling him not to kiss me if he didn't want to wake me up. However, he looked unregretful. No, I had to kiss you. We already decided not to ever miss a welcome home kiss. Well, we did talk about that. Besides, you have yet to change into your pajamas. You were waiting for me, were you not? The look on his face is so like, you were waiting for me, were you not? You sly son of a bitch. I did want to welcome you back, but I fell asleep. I'm not making kissy moan noises. Huh? I didn't know what happened. He immediately cut my face and leaned down for another kiss. And you're not giving me CGs of this game. What the fuck? But why? We just had our welcome home kiss. Girl, get over it. The man likes to kiss you. Don't be like this. Because you're adorable. Have you lost your mind or something? No, I am perfectly sane. Otherwise, I would not have kissed you. Ian pulled himself off me. I had no idea if he was joking or not. I'm afraid it's getting late, so I'll stop here today. I'm gonna guess you've never gone any further because she can't handle you kissing her. Oh, right. Let us continue on my next day off. Ion then exited the room after saying goodnight. I was left alone in the room. The heat of the kiss still lingered on my lips, keeping me awake until morning. I'm completely wrapped around his finger. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Hey, Spacey, why is your face so red? Why is your fur so red? It's nothing. I know he's supposed to be pink, but he looks red. I tried to shake away the memory of that night before my cheeks heated up even more. With a deep breath, I came back to my senses. So, what were we talking about again? Ginia slacking off at work? That topic is so last year. We're talking about you now, duh. What about me? The conversation had apparently continued quite far while I was spacing out. I don't know why anyone expects otherwise from me. That is my name. Unable to keep up with their chat, I had a big question mark on my face. Playing dumb, are you? I mean, your marriage to Ion. What? Come on, tell us. When's the wedding ceremony? We haven't planned anything of the sort. Seriously? But you two have at least talked about it, right? What's with the silence? And don't tell me you've never touched the topic at all. Silence meant consent, as they say. You're kidding me, right? You two act like a sweet married couple, and yet you've never even talked about marriage. Do we really act like that? Goodness, so unbelievable. What did I even bring a wedding catalog for? You're getting way ahead of yourself. In truth, marriage wasn't a topic we brought up when we chatted. Also, she's like, you're getting way ahead of yourself because I can barely handle kissing the man. But it wasn't like I was sad about it. I have to admit, Ginia has a point, though. Some of my same-aged friends have gotten married to their partners. Okay, that's no reason to get married just because all your friends are getting married. Okay?
Listen to Grandma Spacey. If your friends jumped off a bridge, would you do it? Because you shouldn't.
Don't. Still.
Well, Ion's had a rather complicated life, and bringing it up would only, take away his freedom. Everyone has different perspectives on marriage, and that's totally fine.
I'm not saying I don't understand that. But how about you? How do you feel about it? How do I feel? Exactly. This isn't just Ion's problem, you know. It's related to you, too. What are you going to do if he brings it up? Well, I'm definitely not going to reject him. I can answer with confidence, because he's the only one I want to spend the rest of my life with. But that doesn't mean I want to rush things. I'll wait until Ion makes up his mind. I see. I feel like we're getting married. Is that what's going to happen now? Okay. Marriage is a very important event. You can't decide something like that on an impulse. I wanted us to both take our time before moving on to that next step. Besides, it didn't matter much to me whether he made it official or not. No matter the label, he was the only one I yearned for, and that would never change. Keeping that decision in mind, I breathed a sigh. At that moment, the bell over the door rang, drawing everyone's attention away from me. Thank God. Boyfriend. Oh, welcome back, Ion. Yes, I am home. I wasn't sure if this was good timing or not. I was acting normally, but for some reason he'd given me a rather ambiguous response. Something happened? Oh yeah, we know what was going on. Talking about Ferris, probably. Ow! It's like you want me to pet you, but then you bite me. You're such a jackass. I'll push you right off my lap. I'm just gonna shove you. I'm gonna push you right off. Your little toes will cling on. Like you want petties, but then you bite. So mean. Sorry. I was not actually planning on eavesdropping, but I overheard your conversation just now. Oh. Oh no. Hearing that, I turned my gaze to the others. How did he hear from outside? Does he have good hearing? Because he just opened the door. Brady averted his eyes, panicked, while Ginia feigned ignorance and casually sipped his tea. So, how much did you hear? From where Ginia started talking about you, I think. That meant he'd heard what I'd said after that. And I had such good hearing. Oh, so he was like standing outside and heard it. I was this close to running away. The embarrassment was real. However, his next comment instantly snapped me back to reality. Well, here's the thing. She's like, it doesn't matter when he asks. I'd say yes, but like, I'm not in a rush. Like, whatevs. You know. I guess I have never said it before. But should Spacey wish it, we can get married any time. Alright, so Tuesday? Awesome. Did I hear that right? An imposing silence filled the room after Ion's unexpected remark. It was as if time had stopped ticking. That silence didn't last long, though. The next second, Ginia hit the table loudly with the palm of his hand. Hold it right there! Whoa! Ion, take back what you just said now. Take back what you said just now, sorry. Huh? With such a menacing attitude, even a big guy like Ion would naturally be shocked. We were all so startled, we ended up sitting up straighter at a reflex. You really don't understand a maiden's heart, you dummy. Ginia, speak for yourself. She's over here like, whatevs. Yeah, cool, let's get married Tuesday. And Ginia's like, no, we're doing this right. Ginia might have more of a maiden heart than we do, to be fair. I mean, sure, there are certainly various ways to propose to your beloved. Preparing a fancy proposal? Nice. Suddenly proposing on an otherwise ordinary day? Still acceptable. But you know what? You have to think through when, where, and how you're going to make your greatest vow. Otherwise, you won't ever be able to feel that precious, sacred, valuable love. And what you did just now totally sucked. 0 out of 10. It was absolute garbage. Oh, now, dude, calm down. You think I can do that in this situation? I am sorry. Did I do something wrong? Nah, not really, I guess. Considering your personality and all. afraid he chose his words carefully, casting an awkward glance at me.
I gotta agree that marriage is something you should consider more thorough.
Consider more, though, sorry.
You can't just go with the flow and propose. He's right.
Spiria. I guess we were making so much noise that Spiria decided to check what was going on. Spiria, coming from the back of the kitchen, deliberately interrupted Ion. It's not like her opinion is completely irrelevant in this, after all. And she never did anything rude, like meddle in our relationship. Although somewhere deep in her heart, she was probably thinking about our marriage.
Listen, Ion, I know you've led a rather peculiar life. It may not have sunk in yet, so I want you to understand something. A marriage is a ceremony that determines someone's future. It's something you and your partner decide after some serious consideration. It's a very crucial decision that'll bind your lives together going forward.
Bind my life? That's a very interesting way to phrase it to a man who's had his life bound to a ring. And is going to be doing it again via marriage, technically. Sure, okay, wow. Alright, fun parallels game. Ion repeated those words, his hand touching his eye patch. As he probably knew already, Spiria had been married once. She tied the knot with her now-deceased husband and opened Liber to fulfill his dream. She had stayed married to this place ever since, and her words carried serious weight.
That's right. A marriage is an important event in your life. No matter how much of a boring commoner Spacey is, every girl dreams of a sweet proposal from their beloved, you know.
Did you just call me a boring commoner? God damn, Ginny, what the fuck? That hurts. You know, is it just because I'm not in love with you? You don't have to throw a shade at me like that. You didn't have to emphasize the boring commoner part, right? Though I had to admit, Ginny made some good points there.
You're asking her to give up her whole future, you know. In any case, let's pretend today's proposal didn't happen. I give it some more thought and redo it later in a more stylish way.
He may have been teasing us, but behind those words, he cared deeply for both of us. Spacey's life, her future, and now he's going to be like, you don't deserve me, I'm going to leave. Is that going to be the drama in this? Ion repeated Ginny's words over and over again as if reassessing his life choices.
Well, I guess this is all too sudden for you, Ion. We're not saying you have to understand all this right here, right now. Do give this very careful thought, though. Marriage is an important event.
I will. It sounded like he was biting his lips. The next moment, he turned to me again. I'm sorry, Spacey. That was thoughtless of me. I did not know marriage was a far more serious deal for women. You don't need to apologize. I don't mind at all. Like I said before, I don't plan on rushing things. Let's take our time and think it over. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, oops! I forgot to say it earlier, but you worked hard today. Good job! Ion then gave me a comforting smile. Trying to change the mood, I blurted out the first thing that came to mind. By the way, did something happen? You came home later than usual. Oh, about that. There is something I need to tell you. Actually...
I know. How about we ask Ion for help?
Pardon? This is Ion's flashback? So are we supposed to be reading... Well, anyway, we'll just read narrator voice, which is me. Earlier today, Prince Calivus had a meeting with the Lest at the castle. Until he says I. Okay, no. I reflexively tilted my head the moment my name was called. We should have figured he was narrating. Anyway. On the other hand, Alest's face lit up with excitement. I get it. What Ferris needs right now is a catalyst.
That's right. And considering his background, Ion is the perfect choice.
Impressive! What keen insight you have, Your Highness! I'm deeply amazed. Okay, Alest, simmer down.
So what's your call, Ion?
By all means, if I can be of assistance, I am more than happy to undertake any quest. However, I'm afraid I was not following your conversation, so I'm unaware of what you're referring.
Oh, sorry about that.
The prince paused for a moment before turning toward me.
Do you know the country is carrying out a reform in Ferris?
More or less. Ever since the collapse of the underground arena, Varys's principles have been called into question.
Exactly. There's something I need you to do there, and it's related to that.
That said, I will be going to Ferris in the near future.
You're going to Ferris? Does that mean the prince is going?
Correct. We will meet up with Aleste and do some work there.
So you're not going to be home for a few weeks again? Being Prince Calivis's personal bodyguard, Ion always accompanied him whenever he left the city. One time they went to Kalita, another time they visited Kultura. Moreover, he went to Ferris to inspect the underground arena right after he was assigned the bodyguard role. It was no exaggeration to say he spent a quarter of the year outside of the royal capital. So this wasn't exactly the first time we'd been apart from each other.
And considering what we'll do there, I guess it will take around a month.
Oh, a whole month without our boyfriend. Oh, okay. Although Ian had gone away on business before, it didn't mean I would ever get used to being away from my beloved. Loneliness washed through me, seeping into my words. I couldn't hide it. Ion looked somewhat dejected. Did he feel the same way? Of course he does. Who's he going to kiss when he comes home? So I said, I'll be lonely. Good luck with work! I feel like you should just tell him you'll be lonely because he seems sad. I mean, good luck with work. Like, if he's like, he looks sad and you're like, yeah, good luck with that. It's like you're trying, you don't want to tell him you'll be lonely because he's going to feel lonely. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, okay. Anyway, it feels like you don't care and you got to be more honest. We got to be more open and honest. Yeah, okay. My loneliness only grew deeper, seeing him with such a look. I'll be lonely. The words almost slipped from my lips. Get a grip! I'll only trouble him if I say that. He's simply leaving the royal capital for work. Rather, I should give him some peace of mind. In that case, I'll prepare some delicious food for your return. This lonely feeling wouldn't ease. I feel like you should just, tell him, but maybe later. But at least I can make the tavern a comforting home for him to return to. Keeping that in mind, I gave him a big, wide smile.
Yes, thank you.
Can you at least send me a letter?
Certainly. I will give you regular status updates.
Just one letter in a month? Come on, girl. And,
What's with that scary face, Ginia? Goodness gracious, I can't take it anymore. Both of you are so frustrating.
All of a sudden, Ginia squared his shoulders and shoved himself boldly between us. What's wrong?
Why are you two acting like the world is going to end just because you'll be away from each other? If you're going to be like this, you should just take Spacey with you.
What did you just say? He's going there for business, right? For the government. I can't just tag along.
Oh, come on! Weren't you part of Circus, a performing troupe founded by the king? Allie surely won't mind if one or two people tag along.
He pointed his finger at me as he spoke.
What? Are you going to say you can't afford to leave this place or something?
No, but...
You too, Ion. Be a little more honest, will ya? You'd be happier if she joins you, no?
Well, of course I would.
Ion shifted his gaze to look at me. I wasn't going to lie and say I wouldn't be ecstatic if I got to go with Ion. But what about the tavern? Varia spoke up right at that very moment, almost as if she could read my mind.
Don't worry about the store. I'm planning on closing for a few days so I can change out some of our equipment anyway. And Ginia already gave the okay too. You should go. I agree. And if you'll take responsibility if anything happens, won't you, Ginia?
Of course I will. I mean, I'm the one who suggested the idea in the first place.
Hey, since you're going to Ferris, why don't you take Luna with you too?
I figured somebody should stay here and actually help Spiria work.
It's been a while since you visited home, yeah? And didn't you say you missed the kids at the orphanage?
Can I? Can't just drop out of school, girl.
It shouldn't be a problem if it's only one or two people tagging along.
I'm sure your letters aren't enough to ease the matron's worries. You should go see them. It's been a long time. Are you both okay with that?
I do not see any problem with it.
Me neither. If anything, I like the idea. I knew exactly how lonely being away from home for a long time felt. There was no reason we shouldn't let her see her family. Thank you, everyone. I'm so looking forward to it. I'm gonna let the kids at the orphanage know I'm coming back home. Luna looked really thrilled as Ginia clapped his hands. It's all said then. I'll tell Allie about our plan. I owe you, Ginia. Yeah, because Allie's gonna love this, but we send Ginia to deal with him when he gets mad. You know it. I'm the great spirit of love. Go on, thank me.
He is a great spirit?
You can just pay me with your delicious handmade sweets. Got it. We'll make something special for you. And with that, Ion, Luna, and I were all set to head to Ferris. This wouldn't have happened if it weren't for Ginia's encouragement. Here's the thing. When it's in the throuple with me, Ginia, and Aless, I'm the one that has to calm Aless down when Ginia does something stupid. To be fair. But in this scenario, we're all just friends with Aless, so, like, we gotta send Ginia in, because, like, he the bestie, so. You know. Time passed, and before I knew it, it was the night before our departure. I stood in the kitchen and stared at the leftover ingredients. I have some flour, sugar, and slightly aged eggs. We need food that can last a long time, considering how long it'll take to get to Ferris. Let's see, with these ingredients I can make cookies. That sounds like awesome road trip snacks. I recalled the recipe for cookies and lined up sugar, butter, and a few other ingredients. I've got to make several kinds so we won't get tired of them. Now what can I make that'll be the most filling? Then I heard quiet footsteps coming down from the second floor.
Spacey, what are you doing this late at night?
Oh, sorry, did I wake you up? I have some spare time, so I thought I'd make cookies for the trip. Paris is pretty far from here, you know.
You have a point. Having something to eat while on the road would be nice.
I mean, I guess it's because there's really no other cities on the way, but I'm like, it's weird to be like, we're on a road trip, we can't stop anywhere. But I guess, it's not like you got a McDonald's on the side of the road you can stop at.
You should have told me, though. I will gladly help you out.
But you came home later than usual, didn't you? And you still need to pack for tomorrow, too. You should get some rest while you can.
It's all right. I'm done packing. And besides, I feel more rested and relaxed when I bake sweets with you. So, will you let me help?
Sure, you're more than welcome to. How sweet. We shared a smile as he moved to stand next to me.
Speaking of which, have you finished packing, Spacey? Girls usually have more things to prepare for a long trip, do they not? And not to mention this trip will probably not be as pleasant as those when we were in circus.
Don't worry, I've grown used to traveling. I'm all done. Shove everything in a suitcase and go. I pointed at the table. More specifically, I pointed to the luggage I'd put together earlier. I packed some makeup since I can't borrow Ginia's this time, but not a lot. I put way more snacks in my bag than anything. I guess it's kind of weird for a lady to put her appetite before her looks. I laughed awkwardly, but Ion gave me a gentle smile.
No, I do not think so, and that's exactly what I love about you. Do not get me wrong, I adore how gorgeous you look when you're on the stage. What I love the most, however, is seeing you be yourself, laughing and joking beside me.
My cheeks reddened.
Furthermore, it'll be difficult to drive away all the bad guys if you look too pretty.
He smiled teasingly and planted a warm kiss on the top of my head. Oh! Oh, are we getting a CG of that? He kissed me lightly, as if marking me as his. Really? They keep doing this. They give you the white thing, and then you're like, do we get a CG? And then we never get the cute CG. All I'm saying is, we've had a lot of flashback CGs, but I'm going to need a new one game. Then he walked to the back of the kitchen to pick a topping for the cookies. Wow. What a cunning man. The heat of the kiss lingered on my skin. I tried to focus on making the cookies in an attempt to calm down. And thus we spent a quiet, peaceful night before leaving Lieber. We talked to each other all the while, but we never ran out of topics. We exchanged words while leisurely making the cookie dough. Honestly, we should have gone to bed early for tomorrow. But it's been a while since I've been to Ferris. I guess I'm so excited I can't sleep.
Oh, now that you mention it, you've not gone there at all since the incident, have you?
Right. It hasn't even been a year, but it feels like a different life. Strange, isn't it? I looked at my hands, kneading the dough, and half closed my eyes, reminiscing. Engraved on the back of my left hand was a mark from the intaglio ring. This tattoo wasn't a curse. Rather, it was a symbol of our friendship. Say, Ion, I know I should have asked earlier, but do you ever feel depressed when you go to Ferris? I was kind of hesitant to ask, but it was something I'd been wondering for a while. Perhaps Ion hadn't expected it either, since he looked somewhat surprised.
Are you worried about me?
Yeah. I remember the complicated look on your face last time you had to visit Ferris. And it wasn't just that one time. Ion didn't have any half-decent memories of Ferris, let alone good ones. He had to confront his past whenever he went there. And I would always feel frustrated because I couldn't be there for him. What if he was suffering? What if he was having a hard time? What if he had to endure all sorts of painful emotions by himself?
I appreciate your concern.
His mouth unexpectedly twitched into a smile, his expression filling with increasing warmth.
All kinds of things have happened there. I will not lie and say I've forgotten the past.
Ion then pulled me closer. Are we going to get a CG now? Hell yeah, game. Oh, hi. Look at that sweet look on his face. Damn. I'm not moaning for the man. He softly pressed his lips to the back of my hand, right on the mark engraved on my skin. Ion, what are you...
But Ferris is no longer a city I want to avoid. It's a place where I formed an irreplaceable bond with my friends. And a place where you accepted and recolored my harrowing past.
Like, his face is so beautiful, and he looks so, like, at peace and happy. Ion brought his face close to my ear. He sounded like he was looking back on a precious memory.
My past cannot be erased, and I certainly have painful memories there. But at the same time, I have happy memories now because it's where I gained friends and got together with you. I experienced everything in that exact city.
Ion slowly opened his eyes.
Ferris is a place very dear to me, more so than anywhere else.
It was a statement that the old Ion would never, ever have said. Oh, look at her little face. He was neither bluffing nor pretending. His soft touch and gentle voice told me that what he said was true. I see. He decided to move forward while embracing his painful past and horrible memories. Seeing his determination, I gave him a smile. The place he treasured would always be my precious place, too. In that case, let's create even more happy memories when we're in Ferris.
Sure, it's a promise.
Ian kissed the back of my hand again. Promise kiss. He then released me, though his eyes remained on mine.
Plus, you'll be with me this time, Spacey. There's nothing to worry about. I was supposed to travel alone, but I'm over the moon now that you're coming too.
Seeing that gentle smile of his, I couldn't believe I ever said he looked scary. Still, that smile was more than enough proof he had moved on from his past.
I have to apologize to you for making you go on a long trip, though.
Don't worry about it. You know, I felt lonely when you said we'd had to be apart for a while. I'm really glad we could go together this time. We shared a look before going back to baking our cookies. We chatted casually as we worked. It was then that I realized there was something I needed to let him know. Hey, Ion, there's something I need to tell you.
What is it?
You see, it's about the marriage stuff we talked about earlier.
Oh,
I couldn't bring myself to say it with the others watching. I want you to decide if you want to marry me for yourself. It doesn't matter how long that may take. Don't go proposing to me because I'm waiting for it or because everyone's telling you to. What I want to hear the most is your very own decision.
My very own decision, huh?
Ion pondered my words, his face very serious. Feeling bad, I continued in a hurry. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to trouble you. You don't need to decide right away. An important decision like this isn't something you can just make by mulling it over on your own for a while. Isn't something you can make just by mulling it over on your own for a while? Yes, it is. That's the whole point. Which was what you basically just told him to do. I want you to just kind of think about it and decide if it's something you want. You kind of have to mull it over on your own for a while. You could try talking to people and listening to what they say about it. I'll do the same thing too. So let's take our time and find our answer together, okay? Yes. Thank you, Spacey. I decided to brighten the mood after that. All right. What ingredients and cookie cutters should we use this time? Shall we make them fancy since you're helping? Honey and chocolate are classic choices. We can also use nuts for fiber. Savory stuff is good too. We still have some cheese and herbs left. They're not making typical cookies. Oh, and we should make cocoa cookies since they're Luna's favorite. We might as well use the Wooloo-shaped cutter we bought the other day. What do you think? Wooloo! Hey, that resemble flying sheep. Most are white, but a select few are black. If they get used to you, they'll recognize you on sight. That's why we use them as postmasters. Oh my gosh, they look so adorable with vanilla and cocoa frosting. We can have black and white Wooloo. Wooloos. Wooloos. I like saying that, Wooloo. And thus, we continued to spend time in the kitchen. What we were doing was simple and ordinary, but I treasured every second of it. We had a blast making all kinds of cookies late into the night. And in the morning, when we looked at the huge pile of cookies we baked, we couldn't help but laugh. It's a lovely place for this part to end. Is it chapter 2 already, though? Oh my god, it is! Holy shit! Okay, I don't know how many chapters are in each one. Did Ginnia have, like, 3 or 4? I don't remember. Hold on. There's 4. Okay. And this one only has one end, so the choices really don't technically matter, I guess. But you want to have the best... Actually, the choices really don't matter. Because there's only one ending. So... Well, anyway. We're just going with what's in the guide, but I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.